So, Ajay, welcome to HQx Podcast Season 2, um, where we talk about the intersection of health, longevity, leadership, human potential. I'm Manny Anchan. I'm the founder of Happiness Samurai. I've written books. You know me from 1998,
Yes.
as Avatar, as a banker, and as an entrepreneur. You have been amazing 35 years of top drawer leadership experience, 25 years as a CEO. Thank you, firstly, for coming. You've been a mentor, a friend to me. So I'm really in gratitude for you coming. So thank you once. Welcome to HQX.
Thank you very much, Manny. Thank you for having me here.
So with all the stellar Sten Stevens, IIMs, Prudential, different things that you've done, doting husband, son, father, all the different roles, cricketer, sports person. What are the three words that describe Ajay the best and why? Three or four, let's say 3 or 4 words.
So I think if I talk about myself as a personality, and you're asking me, putting me on the spot right away, asking me to use 3 words to describe that, I would start with probably hardworking Manny, because I realized very early in my life that I could make up for a lot that I otherwise may not have had in talent or anything else by just working hard.
Wow.
And I think that stayed with me because I had rewards very early by working hard, and that mantra kind of stayed with me. So I would say hardworking would probably be one of the first things I'd go with. I would go with balanced as being the second, because for me, balance in life, balance in the way you look at things, just finding the equilibrium in things has always been something that I've always sought, and I think I do a decent job of that. So I think that would be the second. And the third, I might go with positive, because I am somebody who always likes to see the glass half full. I think there's no point living life looking at the glass half empty. So if you're going to be, if you're going to live this life and enjoy it, then I think you've got to look at everything with a positive lens. So I would say that
hardworking, balanced, positive.
Positive. And I think if you ask me about my leadership journey and how I kind of characterize that, I would say I've been really blessed. And I think some of it would spill into my personal life as well. I feel I'm extremely lucky in a number of breaks that I've had, a number of things I've done. I keep saying I was probably never the most talented guy
in the room.
But sometimes luck is a big factor, and you have to accept that there is a larger force out there.
But if you put in the hard yards, and opportunity means luck.
It's a necessary condition. It's not sufficient, as they say in economics. So I think having luck is important. I think I've also been very blessed to have the opportunity to build stuff from scratch.
Wow.
Not once, but 3 times.
Wow.
And I think therefore
The first one was
ICICI Prudential. Building out an asset management company virtually from scratch. Then I went to Hong Kong to build out the Prudential's asset management business virtually again from scratch. And then Aditya Birla's financial services business. So the opportunity to have that white paper to be able to build something on.
But you became a CEO at a very young age.
Yes, I did.
Very. 30, 32?
No, I was 34 when I became a CEO.
That's young.
Those days it was young. I think nowadays there are many young CEOs, but...
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you had an opportunity to invite 5 people for dinner with you at home, living or present, living or dead, who would they be and why?
So I would include sportsmen for sure. So I would have someone like a Roger Federer in the room.
Lovely.
I would have a cricketer in the room, probably Rahul Dravid.
I like Rahul Dravid, yeah.
I would have a couple of authors in the room.
Anyone comes to mind?
So I would probably call Noel Harari. I love to hear and
he was
and
in Bombay recently.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I think he just thinks very differently. I really like the work.
My son loves his work. Yeah.
I would call Paulo Coelho.
Oh, lovely.
I think
Alchemist.
Alchemist is a book I kind of most relate to. I really like The Alchemist. And I would probably like to have Steve Jobs in the room. I think the way he thought about business and the way he thought about things, I think was just inspirational.
So for me, Paulo Coelho is fantastic.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs I love, and those are all the autobiographies.
Yeah.
Raul Dravid I personally really admire for his ethos. Federer is good. You must have seen his recent speech when he got a honorary doctorate.
Yes.
Lovely,
yes,
lovely.
Absolutely lovely.
And who was Yuval? So my son loves Yuval. He has a very different way of thinking.
Very different.
Very different way of
thinking.
And
is able to bring history and so many other contemporary topics.
No politician?
No.
Nobody?
No.
Nobody.
No.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice you have ever received?
Don't give advice unless somebody really asks for it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're very tempted to give advice to people.
give.
I think you don't want to give advice unless somebody is really ready to receive it and actually wants it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the one thing that you would want to change about yourself? If you want to change anything about yourself.
If there was something I wanted to change, I think I'd already be working on it, Manny. I think it's a little bit, maybe sometimes a bit more patience. I feel sometimes I tend to be very impatient, and sometimes you just have to wait and the time comes. And I think building that patience, I think, has taken me a long time. I'm still work in progress on that one.
So when you talk about patience, James Clear has a newsletter, 3 to 1. You should sign up for it. I like it. So there's not his quote, but every week he shares a quote, and it rather resonates a lot with me, and I thought I should read it out to you, saying you should be impatient with your actions and patient with your
results.
outcomes.
Yeah.
I really
I've
love
heard
it.
that. Yeah, I love it.
I love it. It's so beautiful.
It is. And
Keep doing
it's
what
so
you're meant
powerful.
to do.
Exactly.
And don't stop.
Yeah,
Keep doing.
absolutely.
Results will come.
Yes.
Results will come. And there's another quote, Alex Hormozy. He says, work so hard that you leave no room for failure. Just put in the hard yards. Work, like you said, hard work.
Yeah,
And hard work always pays.
it does.
Always.
It does.
Always, right?
It does.
I mean, a lot of people, like you said, you may not have been the smartest in the room, in your class. But,
Yes.
I mean, there's something you did right.
Yes.
The hard work, I guess. So,
So you have to control what you can control, right? I think
Right.
that's the other thing I believe very strongly, that there's no point worrying about things you can't control. You can only control what you can control. And therefore, effort is something you can control.
yeah,
And therefore, making sure you put in the hard yards and putting in the effort
right.
is the best you can do in any situation. It's the best I could expect from anybody working in my team, for me as well.
Yeah.
You worked hard, fine. The result may not have come through that. Many reasons for that. As long as you worked hard, I think you've done your piece of the action.
Right. What are your rituals? Like the leadership journey that you had, CEO, group CEO, and blah, blah, blah. What are the rituals that you always stuck to?
So I think the rituals are really to get balance, because you tend to be in a position where there can be a number of demands on your time, on your energy, and on your mental well-being as well. I think so. It's really things that allow you to get grounded, allow you to center yourself. So my routine includes things like yoga. It includes meditation, breathing.
Every day?
Every day in the morning.
Okay.
Because I just find it just allows me to start the day in a much clearer.
So how much time do you do?
I do about an hour.
Breathing,
Yeah.
yoga.
And meditation.
Wow.
It could be not all three.
They are
It could be-
guided or?
Yeah. I have a teacher who's been with me for a long time. So all of it is guided. But I find that really starts my day off in a great way. I really believe I believe in compartmentalization in a big way. So when I come back from work, I'm with my family. I have to be there 100%. There's no question of having anything else, because I get energy from that is very different. And I think that energy then plays back when you go back to work the next day. So I find that compartmentalization helps. I enjoy sport as a major way to both expend energy and get energy.
Right.
And I think sometimes you just need to expend energy because you
Cricket?
just have something. It could be cricket, it could be golf, it could be nowadays pickle, paddle.
You play, so how many days a week you play?
I play 2 to 3 days a week.
Evenings, mornings?
Yeah, but I mean, I have some form of exercise 7 days a week. I don't have a
Nice.
rest day per
So
se.
sport, meditation, yoga, what
Family, as I said, I think
So
family
what-
is an important
okay, and-
thing for me.
else? Reading?
Reading, I
Read every day? I'm sure you read
I
it.
read every day.
What genre?
I'd like non-fiction. I'm
Nice,
not a big
nice,
I'm not a
nice.
big fan of fiction.
Right.
But the other thing, Manny, that I found when you talk about rituals, I think something that I've always felt kind of always brings me back to ground is when you realize you're one of 8 billion people on this planet. This planet is one planet in a solar system. The solar system is one part of a galaxy. The
multiple.
galaxy is one part of a big, huge.
I know.
You suddenly realize what's the big fuss you're making. Actually,
know.
There's just too much of attention sometimes.
Yeah.
And it straight away, lightens the load that you seem to be carrying.
So what's your night ritual like? Evening rituals? Do you do something every day consistently?
No, I typically have a workout in the evening. So typically there's some cardio or a gym session in the evening.
Right.
And I think then there's just winding down.
Okay.
I try not to, get to the phone. I try to stay away from digital stimulation at that point in time,
Right.
because it just, messes with my mind at night.
Do you listen to a podcast at night?
No. Typically, no. I like to listen to music at night. I'm
What
a
kind of
major
music?
I listen to a wide variety of music. So it could be anything.
Rock, anything.
It could be rock. It could
Classical.
be Sufi. It could be ghazals. It could be Bollywood. It could be anything. I have a
Okay.
wide range of interest in music.
So you have a nice music setup at home.
Oh yeah, I have a wide range of music taste.
So you collect music also.
I collect music. Yeah, I'm an amateur DJ, so I kind of enjoy
Oh.
doing that as well.
I should introduce you to my son. He has a DJ controller. 2 weeks ago, we got
Nice.
a turntable.
Yeah.
He loves the music.
Yeah, I love it too. So I mean, that's
So
why
does
I've
it,
collected a.
does it de-stress you?
Of course, it de-stresses me. I think anything that I find, I think this balance comes from this fact that you get energy from different places, and
Right.
that energy then comes back to make you better at what you do in another place.
Yeah.
So you could call it de-stressing. Actually, I think it actually makes me do better at everything that I do, because it just feeds and gives you that energy to do better in
So-
other stuff.
Before every quarterly presentation, I know
Yeah.
I've heard that you could speak for hours in the investor meeting and all that. What were your rituals? Did you do something differently that night before or the morning?
May not be night before or morning, but I learned very early from a boss that I had to be prepared before every meeting. So one of the rituals I had for any meeting was you send me the stuff before the meeting.
Let me
I will
read.
read the stuff before
Yeah,
the meeting,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that you don't have to tell me at the meeting about the stuff.
Right.
We'll discuss the outcomes and what needs to be
Right.
done as against the context. And I
Right.
think that's something I've kind of followed right through. So I will probably have prepared everything that I need to beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
so that at the point in time, you're as ready as you can be.
So you're the only guest to ask for the questions much in advance.
Yeah.
You're the
It's-
only guest.
Okay. It's really just to get a sense of what kind of areas you're going to explore. I'm not interested in the specific question, honestly. It's what are you trying to achieve with the show? Because if I'm not going to help you achieve what you want to achieve with the show, I'm not doing justice to you, right?
Is it empty nest at home now?
Yes. Both my children in fact, both are married and both live abroad. So it's just my wife
So
and I.
what kind of rituals you have with your wife now? To rekindle the romance or whatever, right? I mean,
No, I mean, we've known each other now for 40 years this year.
Wow.
So yeah, we're friends for a very long time.
so it's cool.
At IIM, actually, we both met at IIM,
Okay.
and therefore we have an amazing relationship. It's a friendship, but it also goes into we can talk about anything to each other, and if I have something that's on my mind that I can't kind of figure out, she's a good sounding board for me, and vice versa. So it's, we love spending time with
What's
each other.
your blue book for successful happy marriage, if there was ever blue book? What would you say?
I would say it's respect and understanding.
Okay.
I think you have to respect the person for the person is. You don't want to make the person something they're not. I think that's a very important part of marriage.
Don't change them.
Don't change. You have to respect them for who they are. And I think give them space to be able to be an individual themselves. I think that's very important.
And who's more romantic between the two of you?
I think she would win.
Yeah, you should win. How sweet. How sweet is that? And what's your parenting philosophy? How old are your kids now?
My daughter's older. She's 32.
Wow.
And my son is younger. He's 29.
Okay. They're both married, you
They're
said.
both married.
Right.
Yeah. I would say again, it would come back to this whole concept of balance, Manny. For me,
Mhm.
it's showing them that life is much more than one thing, and probably walking that talk, living that,
Yeah.
for them to be able to see that there's so much in life. There's just so many things you can explore, so many things you can do.
Mm.
So really, to live life fully, to be always, living the moment fully. I think that's a very important part of my parenting with
Were
them.
you strict with them?
I don't think I was strict at all, but
No.
I was always available whenever they
But
they
you
want.
had
Yeah.
incredibly tough job.
Yeah.
Did they get to see a lot of you?
They did. As I told you, I was very clear about my two roles. There was a role at work which I had to play, and
Yeah.
there was a role at home that I didn't want to miss for anything, because there's a very big risk that you miss growing of your children, or you miss the the early years with your wife. I think these are times that don't come back, and
They never come.
so you don't want to miss them.
Did you attend a lot of their PTAs?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I
school
would
PTAs?
make sure. Yeah, I would make sure school PTAs, sports events, if they were participating in a concert or something. Yeah, I would be there.
Now, how lovely is that? How lovely is that? And now, what's your equation with them? Now they're like 29 and 32. How has your equation evolved with them?
So we speak very often. I think I would say the equation is an equation of friends.
Friends.
I think you want to be there for them when they want you, but you want to make sure that they have their own life, and you're not trying to lead your life through them. I think
Do
that's
they call you up for major decisions?
I would think
Or
so. Yeah.
they are good
No. I think they like to bounce things off. I like to believe that we always give them a different way of looking at things, a context and a framework for them to look at things. And if they find that useful, they will call you back again. And the fact that they do call obviously means something was
And
right.
which part of the world are they?
So my daughter lives in Canada. My son's in the US.
Who is more closer to you, daughter or son?
No, that's like saying which child do you like?
From their perspective.
I think both. I think I
Yeah.
find both are very well connected, and
Very well
I don't think there's any
If they have a
difference.
problem, who would they call? Your wife or you? Who would they go first to? If there's a personal problem, whatever, right? I mean,
I don't know. I think they've always kind of come to us together. So I
Okay.
don't think there's been a question of going one or the other. But I feel if it was a slightly more emotional issue, I think they would probably pick her
is it?
advice over mine.
Yeah? Or why- are you more stoic with them?
Probably. I'm a
Prob-
little bit more rational, a little bit more analytical.
Okay.
Just too much of
Work.
hardwiring
Yeah.
in that regard. Yeah.
How nice is that? What are your best memories with them?
Oh, just the growing up. I think just
Like,
being
or was there some holiday that you like relive?
many. I think we've had many great holidays because we lived in Hong Kong. We had the chance almost every year to travel
Somewhere.
to somewhere different, and I think those holidays are just incredible. Whether it was Australia or New Zealand or in different countries in
What
Europe.
is your favorite thing for them to do with you?
It was always an activity. I think I kind of, because I myself have a passion for doing something. I think I'd kind of passed that on to them and probably inflicted some of that on them. But it was always doing something
Like a sport,
like
board
a sport.
game.
Yeah, always.
Did you
So,
carve out time every night for them?
Yes.
Like reading
Yes.
a book or
No, I'd like to come home to have dinner with them. I think that was always my chance to be with everyone. I think you've got to give that much of time to a relationship to make sure the relationship develops.
and you manage to see them twice a year.
Now, yes, sometimes once, sometimes twice. Yeah.
They come down or you
Sometimes they come down. If they don't come down, I kind of
you
go
do
there.
travel.
Yes,
you
I
do
do
travel.
travel.
You
Yeah.
do travel.
Yeah.
Now moving on to leadership style. You're known to be a very inclusive leader. I mean, if I may be wrong, but what I know of you, you're a people's person.
Yeah.
What's your leadership philosophy, style, whatever you want to call it? How's it been?
So it's kind of evolved because I kind of was thrown into the deep end in my first
Very
role,
young,
and I had to
yeah.
learn
Yeah.
really on the job. So a lot of it is kind of learned watching, people that I worked with. But I would say a few things have kind of stuck with me. The first is I think you have to walk the talk.
Correct.
I think as I keep telling people, your audio video must sync. People mustn't see something and hear something different.
Actions
That's very
over
important.
words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think I also believe very strongly that culture eats strategy for breakfast. So you've got to make sure that you spend time understanding the culture, building the culture.
Yeah.
I think that's very important.
Lovely.
I think you have to be genuine because you can't be anything other than yourself. That's all that you have for yourself. So
Of
you've got to
course.
be
Yeah,
you've got
yeah.
to be genuine. People have to see that genuineness.
Right.
I think when you see so much of conflict and so many issues to deal with, I think at the end of the day, you have to be truthful to yourself. I think the only person you're really answerable to is yourself.
Yeah.
So if you can face yourself in the mirror and say you did the right thing, then I think that's the best you can. I would say effort would be the next thing I'd say, because as I say, I would want effort from you. I will not fault you if the outcome didn't work out as long
But
as
you
I saw
put
the
in the
effort.
effort. Yeah.
And I think the last I'd say, especially because I worked in emerging markets in India, is you've got to think big. I think there are just so many opportunities. If you don't think big, I think you don't, my thing is always, if you reach for the stars, at least you'll get somewhere close.
Of course.
But at least think big. And if you got to think big, you have to think different. Because if you think like everybody else, you're going to get the same outcome as everybody else. So if you want to be different, you got to think differently and think big. I think those have been the kind of mantras I would have.
Yeah. So from your education at St. Stephen's, who were your early mentors? Who were your early mentors? It could be a parents, could be a professor.
So mentors, role models, I can't specify anything specific like that because I have the ability and I think the interest in learning different things from different people.
Okay.
So it could be something I saw in at the workplace. It could be a movie I saw. It could be a book I read.
Okay.
All of this, I think, would be influences to me. I grew up in a very eclectic family with multiple interests, many people doing variety of things.
Yeah.
And I think that set me up early in life to realize there's no one path that life follows. You can follow different paths and still achieve what you want to do for yourself.
Right.
And therefore, every life story is different. Every life story can take you down a different path. And that just came because there was just such a variety of things that people in my family did and continue to do.
So what triggered you to take financial services?
So completely by chance. I mean, my family is not very corporate in that sense. It's a very, as I said, very diverse family. My dad was in the corporate world, but even getting to IIM was purely by chance. I mean, I wanted to do academics or I wanted to join the civil service. I just so happened to take the entrance exam for the IIMs. I happened to get in. And then when you got IIM Ahmedabad, it was very difficult then to say, why would you leave an opportunity like that? So I
You
went
were a
and took
gold
that.
medalist, right?
I was a scholar. I was what they call an I-Scholar,
I-Scholar.
which I think some top 10 or top 15 of the batch gets.
Wow.
But I wasn't a gold medalist. The gold medalists were way,
I know,
way
at
different.
St. Stephen's?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, you were on the top draw.
I
Let's just say.
did well academically. Yes,
Yeah, you
let's
did
just
well
say I did reasonably well.
Yeah. When did you start working?
I started working 2023.
Yeah, 22, 23.
Yeah,
What was your first salary? Do you remember?
it was 3,000 rupees.
Oh, really?
Of course, I remember.
Which
Yeah,
year was that?
this was 1987.
3,000. Was it a
Yeah.
good sum?
It was the summer I was offered for me. It was a job I wanted at that point in time.
Well,
It was
what-
with ICICI.
In the bank.
It was then a development finance institution.
Yes.
So this was pre the bank era.
Bombay?
It was Bombay.
Town.
It was in town,
Town.
in Nariman Point.
Oh.
Backway
So
reclamation.
the management training. Your first job
Yes,
is
I was a management trainee. I was involved with lending. So I was in the lending business.
on the infrastructure.
It was
Corporate
project loans.
project.
Yeah, because ICICI those days was basically doing project
And
loans.
then how did it progress?
So I spent 4 years there, and then
Town.
91 came, and India was opening up.
Opening up Manmohan Singh, yeah.
Manmohan Singh, the big liberalization era. And then I kind of joined ITC at that point because ITC was building
Financial
out
services.
financial services.
Right.
So they were building out a whole host of financial
In Bombay?
based out of Bombay. Yes.
Wow. And how many years were you there?
I did that for 5 years, and
And what was that job? Like,
that was a variety of things actually.
no, like, was it a huge leg up?
It was a leg up because it was a small team responsible for setting up a number of
Wow,
businesses.
wow.
So kind of my interest in setting up businesses kind of started then. And then I got moved into the asset management business that ITC was setting up
Okay.
in partnership with their partner from the UK, who's called Threadneedle. So I went in there as deputy chief executive and to run the money. Again, that was a big step up for me.
Wow.
And I did that for a short period, and then I got the first CEO job, as I mentioned earlier.
How prepared you felt you were to take a CEO job?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So how did you cope? Like you said, okay, boss, now I'm the CEO. What should I do?
No, I think the first thing is to figure out what you want to do,
Yeah.
right?
What should
And
I
I
do?
think it was very clear that we had to build something significant. The mandate from the shareholders was build us into the largest
Wow.
private sector asset management company in
Wow.
India.
Wow.
We were 14th or 15th at that point in time, so there was a bit of a journey. But I think that taught me that, you got to, as I said, you got to think big, because if you think big, you will find ways to achieve what you're trying to do. You're going to be as good as the kind of vision that you have for yourself. If you think small, you'll achieve small. If you think big, you'll achieve big. I
Yeah.
think that's a starting point.
Right.
And I realized very early as well, thanks to that job, that
Uh-huh.
people putting a team together
Good team.
was
Good
very
team,
critical,
yeah.
because I was really blessed with an amazing team,
Hmm.
and that got us to to our target in a fairly short period of time.
You're a avid sports person, reader, different thing. So how have those kind of passions helped you evolve as a top draw CEO? Are there intersections of these things that you learned?
Yeah. So I think there's learning from almost anything, Manny. As long as you're ready and you're open to learning, you can learn from anything. And I think all of these three things that you mentioned are all things that feed into learning. So I would say it's helped with learning.
Mm-hmm.
It's helped with my energy, as I mentioned earlier, because I think energy is a very important part
Very,
of
very, very important.
of what you do and how you do. And I think therefore I've learned from that. And I think things like team sport. I've always, for instance,
Love
I've
it.
always believed and I always had a preference for somebody who's played team sport
I
to
love
join a
it.
team.
Yeah.
Because I feel you understand things very differently. And I think you then interact with people very differently.
True that.
And I would be disappointed when I saw that some people I would interview had never played a sport before.
Wow.
That would bother me, because
Yeah.
I'd say, I think sport is important. It teaches you so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it would have therefore multiple applications.
I hope you remember, we have some match-winning partnerships on
Yes,
the field
I do.
at Malakshmi.
I do.
Malakshmi.
I do.
Good old days.
Very good days.
But are you still playing cricket?
I do. I don't play as often as I'd
Where
like to.
in the colony?
In the building.
It's overarm, underarm.
No, it's overarm with a hard.
Good. It's competitive.
It's
or
competitive. It's competitive. It's
Night games or you play
I'm
daylight.
typically we play both, and I'm now probably the oldest of the people playing. So you got some young guys who have some.
But it's fun, right?
Yes, it's.
Do you
I
play
would play it only
tennis
as
or
long as
rubber? Tennis or rubber?
hard tennis.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I played only as long as I felt it was fun, honestly. So
Yeah. And golf, huh?
yes, I play golf. I enjoy a variety
So
of
once a
sport.
week.
I'd like to. I don't get to play that often. I end
Oh.
up playing probably a couple of times a month. But the plan is to become
Where do you go? Closest.
Wellington or Chembur. Yeah, one
You
of
go
the
to Chembur.
Yeah.
Okay. And now in the new Ajay, the new portfolio life, how are you leading it? I'm sure people want to know. How's your definition of portfolio life? What are the things you do that brings joy to you and to others?
So I think I would say from the life I had before, there are some things that have kind of stayed constant, and those things would be my need for balance, because I think that I find very important to keep me sane. I think the curiosity, the ability to learn. I really have this urge to constantly want to learn. AI is my new interest. I just feel there's so many things happening in that space.
Okay.
If you don't keep up to it, I think you'll be obsolete, very soon. So some of them, and the feeling that you've actually spent a good day, I think those are things that haven't changed for me. Maybe the things I do are different, but those principles haven't changed. But I think what's changed probably is that I'm no longer employed and I'm no longer doing one job. So I have the flexibility to build multiple things that meet different requirements for me. So there are some things that just allow me to learn new stuff. There are things that allow me to build things that I'd like to build with other people. And there are chances now for me to give back through various entities that I work with. So I think that combination I thought a lot about in terms of what I want that combination to be like. And I think I'm kind of getting to the place where I'm...
Are you ticking all the boxes or is work in progress?
No, I think it'll always be work in progress. But I think it's closer now than I was when I started out. So I mean, that's
What
progress.
about the thing that we spoke about, part-time faculty at a business school? When are you going to start that?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things I want to start. I want to do that. I want to write a book.
Yeah.
But all of these are on my list. And I know as long as they stay on my list, someday, hopefully, I'll get to it.
And hopefully we get you to do some good motivational talks. Remember we spoke about. I'm going to send out your profile to, I know a lot of companies are planning their offsites October, November. So I hope we could do something together there.
Yeah.
There's so much wisdom you can share. Right?
I can share experiences, Manny. I think when you say motivational, a lot depends on, on many other things. But
of course.
I can share experiences for sure.
So now you balance your day well?
Yes, I'm very happy with my with the way I spend my day.
To control your time.
Time has always been very important to me. I often say that time is our only asset. As human beings, what do you have other than time? And therefore, I've always been very conscious about how to spend time, how to make sure I get the most out of my time. And therefore, if it's not happening, I get very jittery. So therefore, I have to make sure that I get back to a place where I'm comfortable with the way I'm spending my time.
So in those 35 years or 25 years, how did you manage the high stress? I mean, I'm sure it was a very stressful job. Numbers, delivery, quarters. How did you really manage it eloquently, fluently? Like, what was your thing?
I think just sticking to the principles that I've always believed in, which is I think you can do the best you can. And I think, like you say, if you have a good bunch of people, if you created an environment where people feel that they're doing something meaningful, something exciting, and they therefore come to work with the energy that you want, I think that leads to the outcomes that typically you want to have, as long as everybody's aligned and you're clear where you're going. And I just found that worked for me, very early on, and therefore that formula never had to change. It just kind of worked. Other than when I went abroad, because then a few other dimensions came into place. Then culture became very important.
Correct.
When you work in Japan, Korea, Taiwan, China, then culture becomes a very different thing. And then you got to make sure that you're blending the best of both, the local culture plus what you can bring to the equation. So I think it was just kind of learning on the job and doing what I thought was working on a continuous basis.
And you managed to cut out the noise most of the times?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
And were there triggers that could have potentially put you off? And then you said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow that thing to come close to me as a leader, as a big
I think there's always
CEO.
that. There's always that. And I think you really have to be focused. You have to be confident. You have to, as I say, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and saying, I'm doing the best job that I can. And that's all you can do. You can't do more than that. So as long as you're happy that that's the case, then The most noise is between the ears, actually. That's what you have to quiet.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you were very kind to give me a quote on my first book. Is there something that about my book that you resonate with? I wrote this 5-6 years ago, and I approached you.
Yeah.
You were very kind. You read the book, and is there something about the book philosophy that you think stuck with you?
I think not just the book. You've written so many books now, Manny. I think it's about this whole area of happiness that I think is very interesting, and that's why I've always kept in touch with you and kind of figured where you're going next in that journey. Because I think we're all seeking happiness in some form, but we really don't know what it is and how we're going to find it. And that's the whole quest of most people's lives. So I think if you can help people find what makes them happy.
Yeah.
And my view is that people think success brings happiness. I think if you're happy, you'll be successful.
Absolutely.
You've got to change the equation.
Absolutely.
And I think you've got to find it on your own terms. I think you've got to define it in your own terms. And I think that's the way you talk about it as well. That everybody's definition is going to be different. There is no one answer for everybody.
Course, yeah.
You know, somebody may find happiness in one thing, somebody may find happiness in the other. There's no prescriptive answer to where happiness lies.
8 billion people have 8 different definitions of it.
And it should be that way.
Right.
And we shouldn't try and make it a single answer.
Standardized, yeah.
And I think you're doing a great job in trying to make sure that people understand that. So more power to you. And
thank you. No,
I
thank
hope
you
more
for
and
your
more people
support.
benefit from this, Manny.
Thank
Because
you
I
for
think
your support.
it's a great job for...
I'm just a small individual trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
That's
the best you can do, right?
Yeah.
If you leave the world better than when you came in,
absolutely.
you've done your job.
What's your advice or pearls of wisdom to managers, leaders, entrepreneurs out there? You know, what do you think they should do more of?
So I would say, I think we've got to kind of understand and absorb that life is a marathon. I think many people think of life as a sprint.
It's not.
And they run out of gas very soon. People are, the next generation is going to live. Many people are going to live to 100.
100.
We talk of longevity when you started.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to think therefore of not just, you probably have 3 careers in a 100-year life, right? So you've got to think of life in a much longer time frame than I think most people think of from a sprint. So I would say think of your life as a marathon, which means you've got to have the resilience, you've got to have the stamina, you've got to have the mindset to be able to run a long distance. I would say second is prioritize health, because I think
very important.
People forget that that's the most important thing. You don't have that, you don't have anything else.
Nothing else.
I think that's the second thing. And then third, I would say really live life fully. I feel too many people spend a lot of their time doing far too few things. And there's just so much to be discovered and so much to be enjoyed in life. So live life to the fullest.
Yeah, there's a nice quote that says a healthy man or a healthy woman has 100 problems. Unhealthy man or unhealthy woman has only one problem.
Exactly.
I mean, health is,
Exactly.
I know you've been a very charismatic leader and sport. So health really helps, right?
Absolutely.
With your investors, with your board members.
Yeah.
If Ajay is not healthy, then there's a problem.
Again, it comes back to energy, right? Where is your energy going to come from if you don't have?
What are the books you recommend to people?
I don't know. I should say there's so many non-fiction books that
like anything that you would say.
So I'm reading a book just now, which is the history of the world in 6 glasses.
Whoa.
It's about how the world has kind of progressed from beer to wine to spirits to coffee to tea and to cola,
right?
And how each bits of this had kind of some parts of history. So it's just an interesting take on the world through a very different lens. So I like this kind of stuff.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what does Ajay want to do for the next 30 summers of his life?
Oh, I don't think that far, honestly. That's the other thing.
I think
day to day,
like example, want to play a cricket match at Lords. I'm just taking a...
Yeah.
Like, what are the things that would excite you?
I'd love to see some of the major sporting events of the world.
Grand Slams.
So I've been to most of the Grand Slams. I've been to most of the cricket tournaments. I'd love to go and see the Masters golf. I don't know how I'll get there. Yeah, Augusta. I'd love to get there.
Okay.
So I think some of the major sporting events of the world, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see big concerts. I'm a major music fan.
Cool.
So I've seen Coldplay, a number of times.
Okay.
I'd love to see Ed Sheeran. I love his music. So people like that who I think, whose music kind of resonates with me.
So you don't mind. Guns N' Roses was next to your house.
Yes. I didn't go for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coldplay in India, did you go?
I did. Yeah.
How was it?
I love Coldplay.
Yeah. Chris Martin. Have you met him in person?
No.
He's a big cricket fan.
Yes, I know.
He's a big cricket fan.
Yeah, I know.
Who are your other top artists?
So, yeah, I would say...
Ed Sheeran, Coldplay.
Yeah. Then I'd go back to, Eric Clapton, Dire Straits.
Dire Straits. Have you heard them live?
I've not heard them live.
Oh, they're wonderful.
I've heard many other people live, but not...
Pink Floyd?
Pink Floyd, not that much. But
Freddie Mercury?
yeah, I would love Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Love Queen.
Queen.
Yes.
You know, he studied in Panchgani.
Yes, I do. Yes,
He
I
was
do.
born in Zanzibar.
And I went to Zanzibar. In fact, I saw his house in Zanzibar as well. Yeah.
So I worked in East Africa.
Yes.
Last year I took my son to
Yeah.
the same house.
Okay.
Beautiful house. And then he had somebody started a music Freddy's in something. They're like a night thing. And did you do the tour, the museum down?
No. No.
There's a small museum.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
You didn't? Oh,
No, it
probably
was
just saw
closed that day.
Okay.
It was
It's a
closed.
lovely one. I'll send you some photos of
Okay.
it.
No, nice.
So it's got the piano from the concert.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's good. So you want to attend concerts?
Yes.
You want to go to major sporting?
And I want to see different places and have different experiences. I think that's
What's your favorite tagline? Do you have a tagline like "Just Do It" of Nike? Stay hungry, stay foolish, Steve Jobs. What does Ajay have?
Yeah. No, I would probably go with, if you're talking of taglines, two of them have always resonated with me. In fact, in spite of the fact that they're from categories that are more mass, one is just do it. Because I really think we underestimate the value of execution. So it's like, stop thinking so much, just do it.
Yeah.
I think just do it is a good one. And I think one of the early, I think it was a Pepsi one, saying Dil Maange More.
Oh.
Because I think you really feel like there's so much more you can always do and always want to do. So,
and your book.
Yes.
Would you write a book?
I would write a book.
What would it be called?
I don't know yet.
So that's in the list then.
It's in one of the things I want to do. Yes.
One of the things to write a book.
Yes.
You haven't defined when.
No. But no.
Do you love cars?
I'm okay.
Like, is there like a sports car thing, old classic that you want to?
No, nothing. I'm not.
Do you follow minimalism?
Yes, actually, I follow a principle when you talk of minimalism. One of the things I do, and I think it's an interesting way because it kind of resonates with the way I think about life, is the way I deal with my clothes, Manny. So every time I buy a new set of clothes,
that's one in, one out.
Yes, one in, one out.
Love
Always.
that.
And I think that to me, it gives you a signal of one, that you know when is enough. Two, you never get attached to anything. And third, you're always keen to refresh because you want to refresh, but you don't want to accumulate. So I think there's a parallel there in the way I think about life as well.
So there's one thing that I've started doing from this year, that every day of my life, I give away one thing from my life.
Okay.
Could be a t-shirt, could be a pen, just a cup of coffee.
Every year?
Every day of my life.
Every day, okay.
It could be small, it could be big, but I find it very therapeutic. Every day of my life, I'm giving away something.
Yeah.
Because suddenly I say, okay, itna de do nahi hoga, right? But if I start chipping away every day,
you'll get there.
I'll get there. At the end of the year, I would have given 365 things.
Yeah. That's nice. Very nice.
That's something that I've started doing. I find it gives me a lot of joy.
Yeah, there is a lot of joy in giving. I mean,
right?
Absolutely.
Who is Ajay? I want to take you back to 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 9-year-old, 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Who is Ajay? At the heart, who is Ajay?
Just an individual trying to get better every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the leader, not the ego.
No, absolutely not.
So what was the 9-year-old version of Ajay? I want to know that.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know 9 years specifically, but I think, like I said, I was hardworking. I learned very early that you got to if you work hard at something, things will happen. So I worked hard at school. I got results in academics. I worked hard. I did well in my sports, extracurriculars. I was always an all-rounder. It was never a single track. And that all-rounder approach kind of, as I said, has stayed with me because that balance that I've spoken about multiple times really came from this thing about finding different things that you can explore and find energy from.
Is that inner child in you wide awake now? Inner child?
I think so, because that curiosity, I think is a big part of inner child. I think getting happy, energy, and I think getting joy from small things, I think is another part of an inner child. I get joy from small things. I don't have something major to happen to me to make me feel good.
So thank you so much, Ajay.
Thank you.
Love talking to you.
Thank you.
I hope you loved it as much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Manny.
I wanted to talk to you about you.
Thank you.
And what makes Ajay, right? I didn't want to talk about your achievements, and the world knows it.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it.